Hey Insider, we've got a very special guest joining us today who's an LMA graduate who've experienced this journey from start to finish, and she wants to come on to share with us, her story of how she came across our work and how she found this whole experience and so forth. So just want to say it's a pleasure to have you here today. Let's start with the introductory question. What's your name? Where are you currently based and what you currently do?
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Wioleta. I'm Polish, but I'm currently based in London, and I have been living abroad for over 9 years.
Nice. I know we was just chatting before hitting record in terms of, you've been with us for many, many months, since last year, right? And I've seen you very active in our community, getting involved with our work and so forth. And you've even got our certificates up on the wall, I can see.
I have, yeah.
So yeah, it's been incredible to see, the amount of changes and so forth. But I wanted to hear from you. Prior to, let's say, coming across our work, what was happening in your life in terms of problems, issues? Do you mind just sharing with us like a glimpse?
Of course, yeah. So I have been suffering from anxiety, depression, PTSD way before I joined LMA. Um, And actually, the real reason I joined LMA, it was after my parents' divorce. I got really overwhelmed with the negative emotions, and I couldn't really cope very well. So all of the symptoms like negative self-talk, everything exacerbated, and I couldn't really cope with all of that. Then I came across one of your videos, Tim, and you were talking about procrastination and about anxiety. So I really thought maybe I should try one more time, because I have been through lots of therapy and therapies, and they were helping for a little bit, but then it was the time I was going back
Mm.
to my old beliefs and my old habits, and I couldn't really see I couldn't really see the way forward. So I became hopeless and very skeptical, as you would do after trying so many things in your life. um and I said to myself, and I actually changed my question, like we learn on LMA, and I said, what would happen if this man is telling the truth? Because you always come across the course, and you think like, oh, it's gonna be the next course. It's not gonna change. It's not gonna change my life. And I approached that with the different mindset and said, what would it happen if it actually changed my life? And this is how my journey started.
Mm.
um and I'm so, I can't really find the words to say how grateful I am to be a part of LMA family.
So you were saying prior to LMA, you was experiencing, because of the parents' divorce, anxiety, depression, PTSD.
Yes,
And did you come across us for an advert, or was it like a video you came across?
I think it was on a YouTube channel. It was a little
Oh,
video
okay.
about procrastination, and
All right. Yeah.
yes, and you just shared that little glimpse of what I really wanted to hear, because people don't really share the real cause of how and why do you feel anxious. They just teach you how to treat the symptoms, how do you tackle the symptoms, and they tell you to do the deep breathing exercises. But I always wanted to understand, why do I feel the certain way?
Mm.
And also during the COVID, I am a nurse, so I work with the COVID patient. I really got overwhelmed, and all of my symptoms exacerbated due to enormous amount of stress I've experienced. And I really wanted to get to the bottom of my problems. And you actually go through all of that.
Okay. So when you came across, the opportunity to join LMA, which most likely was on a masterclass with myself, um, if you was to be honest, what were some of the doubts you had? Because you had done some inner work prior to LMA. So what were some of the doubts you had about the course? And what ended up putting that aside for you, and what made you finally take action to join?
So I was thinking that it's not going to work, that I'm going to waste my time. And obviously it was about money as well. That is really expensive. That I can't really afford that. Obviously, I was thinking that I really don't have a time to do that because it is 6 weeks. There's a lot of work it has to be put in. But I said to myself, what if I would try for, like, one more time, invest that time and see. And like I said, I really unconsciously, I think I just changed the question I was asking myself for so many years, because I always approach the new challenges with a really negative attitude, just thinking that it's not gonna work. But I said to myself, what if this time this course is gonna work and make a change in my life? I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna be completely different. So that's what encouraged me to take an action. However, it was a slow progress because I was growing myself.
Yeah.
So I did first online classes, and then I joined live LMA, and that was a game changer. The amount of support, amount of love, and a great energy. It was just, I don't know, I can't find the words. I'm sorry.
So prior to actually going through LMA, have you just done therapy, or had you gone through other courses before? What was the level of experience, let's say, in terms of personal development?
So I was focused more on the therapy, psychotherapy, CBT, EMDR, rather than my personal development, because I really didn't think I can focus on personal development. I came with negative beliefs that I'm not good enough, and I wouldn't even go for it. So I was more trying to seek some help with negative anxiety, negative thoughts.
Yeah.
So I really wanted to tackle that, to get rid of that, and just get that peace in my life.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I suppose some other students have shared quite similar in terms of they've done some therapy, but like yourself, they wanted to know what's the root cause, behind some of their issues. So you end up taking this leap of faith, and you joined us on board LMA, and you said the live LMA was a game changer. So what made this, let's say, online course, like what was so special about it for you?
It's not only an online course, it's the life experience. You can connect with people, and I think that the biggest part of it is just being a part of the community. I know that I can go to this Facebook website and I can share wherever I actually feel any problems, any struggle. There will be always someone who's gonna pop in and gonna leave the comment and leave me with this glimpse of hope, because there are people who actually experience the same thing. They would share their experience, and they will support you and provide that encouragement. And it's just, I feel part of it.
Yeah.
It's,
Have you
yes.
done like have you ever gotten into a Facebook group before, or was this first time you were like interacting with people online, sort of thing?
So I have been on Facebook, but I never post any pictures and any videos. And my first live stream on Facebook, Tim, it took me, I think, more than 30 minutes, because I couldn't I couldn't get in the right position. I got everything written on a piece of paper. I practiced like 20 minutes before. I was reading a few times, and it was something incredible, because going back and seeing myself back now, I grow myself and I grow my confidence. So now I press the button and I go unscripted, and I just say whatever I feel. But that took time, and yeah, it's really nice to see where I am at the minute and where I was a year before.
So what sort of like benefits, changes have you actually seen in your life since going for LMA?
So I have gone for a different job. So obviously there is that financial benefit as well. But also the finances that never been a priority in my life, due to the negative money beliefs. However, I feel valued, I feel appreciated at work. I feel like I own my own potential. I feel happier. I actually decrease my OCD, my checking behavior. I do not experience the panic attack and the negative thoughts. I see that I take action. I engage with people throughout their challenges. I actually grow my confidence. I'm speaking to you. I can't even believe it. This is happening.
That's awesome. So I suppose what I always want to get clear of from the students, especially when they are, doing something like this for the first time, like yourself, this was your first, let's say, course you're going through. What made you finally believe that I don't want to back out of this, because you did have an option to refund. You had 30 days to try it out, but you ended up going for it. So do you remember when you thought, wow, this might work? I might try this. Like, was there like a moment, or was it straight away for you? Like, walk us through that.
I think it took a time, but I actually could see the results. Like I said, I could see the results because I grew myself to the point that I wanted to go for a different job. And that was a sign for me, actually, I'm changing the way I look at myself. The way I treat myself. I start saying no to people, and I start saying yes to me. And it felt completely different because I would never spend money on myself because I would feel really guilty. And I could see these little changes every single day. And I actually realized that this course made me really, really happy. And also people around me, they said to me, I can really see the changes. What are you doing? Wherever you're doing, keep going, because it is working. I can see a difference in you. You're so motivated, and then you wanna do some stuff. And I think it was what actually kept me going. Also, I think I'm a lot about commitment and consistency. So if I really do commit, I will do whatever it takes. And this is what I said to myself. And I think one of the first classes, you said you make your word a law, and I said I'm committed. I'm gonna do it.
And you definitely did. There's no denying that, Wioleta. You definitely shown up, and you definitely committed. So you're basically saying what you noticed was you're making pretty much new decisions in your life. You
Yes.
applied for a new job. You're showing up in a different state in front of your colleagues, the people you know, and so forth. And they were even, recognizing these changes. So that's, absolutely amazing. Let me ask you this. Overall, having now gone through this, and I believe you've gone through it definitely more than once, right? How many times have
Yes.
you, like twice, 3 times?
I've done it twice. LMA, I've done LMA twice. I've done SMA. Yes. And I
Okay.
signed up for another one.
So there's no denying you're very committed. So you've gone through LMA at least twice, right? So let me ask you this. Overall, like what's surprised you the most about this experience, or made you feel the most happiest?
I think that I actually finally found the answer for all of my questions, because for so many years I was asking lots of people questions about why do I feel the way, and I was really trying to find the answer, but I finally did it. So I actually discovered that I was living not my life I've been conditioned throughout my childhood, and I've adapted so many negative beliefs, and now I see that wasn't my life. I was living my parents' life. And all of a sudden, I have freed myself from all of my past, all of my negative beliefs. They're stopping me from going for what I really, really want. And this is where I am. It's like I've started my life again.
Well, Wioleta, I just want to say it's been a pleasure to have you on today. My final question is going to be this. It wasn't too I was about to say it wasn't too long ago, but you actually joined us last year. So it wasn't, let's say, too long ago, quote unquote,
Yeah.
when you were sat on the fence trying to contemplate whether or not you should join LMA, right? So somebody watching this video might actually be on the fence and they might be thinking, shall I try it? Shall I not? Having gone through this journey yourself and having been there yourself, what advice would you give to somebody who's thinking about maybe giving LMA a try right now?
I would say go for it. I can't thank the LMA enough. And all of the testimony is really true story. It's about true people going through their life. And I would say you've done a lot of courses, because very often people who are actually joining LMA, this not their first course, they've done it, but this is something different. It's not a course, it's a life experience. It provides the Q&A and the live courses, support from the community. This is all you really need to change your life. And provide that you make some work, you put some effort, it will happen.